Okay, so now let's see what 7 to 67 says. It says Vasve Kajad Ghasam. So it's Vasu Ekajad Ghasam. So the Vritya Sutram says Krita Dirvachananam Ekacham Adantanam Ghasescha Vasorit Nanyesham, which means that the affix Vasu takes the augment it only when preceded by one of the following verbal roots. And which are they? Any verbal root which even after deduplication, even after doing the liti dhatu anabhyasas, even after applying that and doing the operations occasioned by that dvitvam, even after that, if the dhatu is ekach. For example, take a dhatu pach, becomes pach, pach by 618, and then we do haladi sheshaha per pach, but then comes 64120, 64120, ata ekahal madhye nadeshader liti, and then becomes pech. So that pech is ekach. It has only ekara as a single ash letter in there. So even after reduplication, if a verbal root remains ekach, like in this case, by after applying 64120, we get pech. So that following such a verbal root, the affix vasu takes the augment it. So we get the final form pechivas. Pechivas as the Pratipadikam becomes Pechivan as the Prathama Ekvachanam Pullinge. So that is one case, one set of verbal roots which even after reduplication contain only one vowel. The second set of verbal roots is those which end in a akaraha. Dhatu stha. You come tasthivas Pratipadikam. Tasthivas. Because that verbal root stha ends in the akara. So that's the second set of verbal roots, following which the affix was takes the augment it. And third is a single verbal root ghas, ghaslr adane, the bhavadiganaha as well as the substitute ghaslr, which comes in place of adabhakshane by 2440. So these are the three sets of verbal roots, following which the affix vasu takes the augment it. Following any other verbal root, though, the affix vasu does not take the augment it. So right now what do you have? We have gamlir gatau. Now that is not after doing dvirvachanam, we have jagam. Jagam has two vowels in there, akara and the second akaraha. So that is not ekach. This verbal root does not end in a akaraha. It's not the verbal root ghasl. This is not the verbal root ghas. So therefore 7 to 67 now comes and says that the affix vasu cannot take idagama in this situation, even though 7 to 13 are allowed it. 7 to 67, which is specific to this vasu pratyaya. So remember one thing, whenever you have a vasu pratyaya, think about 7 to 67. If you want to just come to the final step directly, the most important step, come to 7 to 67. The moment you say kvasu for the idagamaha, come to 7 to 67. Vasve kajad ghasam, vasve kajad ghasam. That the affix vasu takes the augment it only when following a verbal root which even after reduplication remains ekach, or a verbal root which ends in a akaraha, or the verbal root ghas. Following any other verbal root, vasu does not take the idagama. So this sutram now comes and blocks the idagamaha in our situation because we have jagam vas. And now finally 7 to 68, the even more specific rule in our situation, because we have the specific verbal root gaml, and for that 7 to 68 is more specific. It says vibhasha gama hana vida visham, gama hana vida visham. So this 7 to 68 is specific for the pratyaya vasu as well as for these four verbal roots. So if you have one of these four verbal roots which we have right now, we have gamrugatau, followed by the affix vasu, then 7 to 68 is the most specific rule which allows the augment it optionally, and that's the final step for deciding the augmented. But this 7 to 68 is only in the case of these four verbal roots. If you have the affix vasu involving any other verbal root, if you have vasu preceded by any other verbal root, then you have to come to 7 to 67 only. In our case, we have the specific verbal root gam, that's why we are coming to 7 to 68. So let's look at 7 to 68 next, which is vibhasha gama hana vida visham.